So I don't know if you know how improbable it is to lose on two buzzer beaters in a 4-day span, but Deadleg does. He tweeted that the odds are infinitesimal.
You want to give that one more try?
Infinitesimal.
One more?
Infinitesimal.
Infinitesimal.
Let's stop here for a second. Let's stop here for a second.
You want the official definition?
No, I want the official story of how you even know this is a word. Like, I got a better chance of seeing the Pac-12 network on a television than ever hearing that word out in the wild, even if I'm talking to a zebra. Where'd you learn that word?
It's not a common word, but it's not infinitesimal is not an uncommon word. It gets dropped every so often.
I thought I was reading a John Gassaway tweet. You put that word out there.
You know what? It might as well have been.
Nobody tweets. Nobody types more words that I've never heard of than John Gassaway.
That's right. It means it is a value that is practically immeasurable, but extremely close to zero is basically the way that I would say it. Because if you look at what Tennessee did, how about this? Let me set this up for you real quick, okay? Because I went back and I checked the play-by-play data, knowing we'd hit on this. Here's the past two games, okay? It's infinitesimal, all right?
That's what I've been saying.
Earlier in the week, playing at Vandy, okay? What happens here? All right, so Vandy had four fouls to give against Tennessee. So to even set up the scenario to allow them to maybe be in position to lose the game, Tennessee keeps inbounding the ball and Vandy keeps fouling them just to get into the bonus. They had like 2 fouls with 15 seconds to go in that game. On one of those plays, Julian Phillips cuts loose, has an ocean to the hoop, and could have taken a layup to give Vanderbilt a 4-point lead with 11 seconds to go. He opts not to do that. Had he done it, we don't know for sure if Tennessee would have won, but probably would have, but he doesn't take it. He just wants to bleed more clock. He winds up bleeding an extra second and a half. That doesn't even lead to foul shots. They got to inbound it again, this time under the hoop. Eventually, Santiago Vescovi gets to the line. It's a 1-and-1. He's a 79% free throw shooter. He misses the front end of the 1-and-1 with 8 seconds to go. Vanderbilt gets it to half court, calls timeout. Tennessee D collapses on the driver, kicks it out to Tyron Lawrence, cans it from the corner, time expires, Vanderbilt wins by 1. That, in general, is such an extremely unlikely scenario. Then you go to the next game. Tennessee enters this game averaging 55 points allowed per game. It's the best defense in the country. Missouri winds up scoring more points on Tennessee than any other team so far this season. All right? It shoots better from the field. It shoots better from three-point range. It does all of it, okay? It hit 14 threes in this game, which, by the way, is regression to the mean for the Tennessee three-point defense. I told you earlier in the season that would happen. They're at like 22%. That is not you cannot keep up that rate. Some of that is flat-out defensive luck. They've got an amazing defense, but that is outrageous. Okay. Vescovi on Saturday goes to the line again and misses his first shot, first of 2. He's not a 1-and-1. He misses the first. And then, how often do you see a lane violation? They happen. The odds aren't infinitesimal for a lane violation, but Tobe Awaka steps early on Vescovi's shot. They lose the foul shot, 4.2 to go. No timeout situation, none whatsoever. Missouri has the scramble, and DeAndre Golston, this was his second, near half-court buzzer beater of the season. He did this earlier in the year to beat UCF. Outrageous. Sometimes the gods smite you. Sometimes they reward you. Tennessee has been on the Rick Barnes pissed off somebody, and I don't know what he did, but we need to get to the bottom of it because to lose back-to-back games like this is outrageous. I'm sure it's out there. I feel like this actually happened. I was thinking about it, Paris, but I couldn't remember. I feel like there was a team in the past 1 or 2 seasons that we got on this pod and talked about. They either lost back-to-back buzzer beaters or they lost 2 in a 3-game span. We talked about how Louisville kept losing all those games by 1 point, and that had never happened. But I feel like maybe there was a team that got dropped in the same kind of scenario, but this almost never happens. True buzzer beaters, and you're done. Back-to-back games. Great win for Missouri. Both teams are 19-6.
Louisville started losing games by 30, so that whole 1-point thing didn't matter anymore.
That's true.
But I remember it taking
Yep.
place. Yeah, it's just. Do you subscribe to the idea that some of this falls on the coaching staff because you've been beat twice now at the buzzer in foul up 3 situations? You didn't foul up 3, and here we are.
Uh,
I'm a foul up 3 guy myself.
I lean foul up 3, but I'm not absolutely dedicated to the cause because it can bite you, and it does. It does. If it was 100%, it would happen every time. It's not 100%. You do have the occasional situation where it winds up really biting you in the ass, and you wind up losing there. But I lean toward foul up 3 under 6 seconds. That's my rule. Under
That's
6
right.
seconds, foul up 3.
That's what coaches have told me the data shows. It's not because sometimes I hear people, shot clock's off, 17 seconds left in a game, you're up 2, and you'll hear an announcer say they should foul here. You're like, no, that's too early. No, you don't do it at 17 seconds. But at 6, yeah, 5, of course. And Tennessee had opportunities in both of these games to do that, and either chose not to do it or didn't properly execute the foul up 3 strategy. I don't know if you know Jared Burson. He invented ESPN Stats Info. Still owns it today. So he tweeted that Tennessee scored 1.42 points per possession and lost, and it's the most points per possession a losing team has scored in a Division I game since 2019. That was rare stuff.
Borderline infinitesimal.
I never heard that word before.
That's outrageous. Tennessee had now credit to Mizzou. It got up by like 17 in this game, and Tennessee fought back. Just unbelievable. Dude, just a couple of extremely unlikely endings in the sport on Saturday, and Tennessee. Whether or not it's a valid Final Four team and the stakes of how they lost this game, I don't conflate those two things. I don't think they're all that connected. This was a freaky, fluky type ending there, but it's all the more reason if you really want to fade on the Vols. They played a really good offensive team, and that top ranked defense it failed them. It did not show up to play well at all. Tennessee had done enough to come back and win, and then you catch a guy taking a running 35-footer at the buzzer, and they cash it. So sometimes that's what's going to happen there. But Tennessee, that's the seed line knock.
Oh wow,
that's a seed, and not the only team, by the way. We're getting to you, Arizona. Seed line knock for the Vols. I'm afraid this was a team that was fighting for the 1 line. It's a 3 at best right now.
Yeah, I don't think they can get to the 1 at this point. I mean, I'd never say never, but they've got 4 losses outside of quadrant 1 now, 5 losses to sub 40 net teams. This must be shocking to the Tennessee fans who just like 2 weeks ago thought I was crazy for not having Tennessee ranked at least number 2 in the top 25 and 1. To have 5 losses to sub 40 sub 40 net teams on February 12th, that's not the type of thing a number 1 seed would have on its resume. Not the type of thing a top 10 team at this point would even have on its resume.